Hey guys, it's Nick. Welcome to our Shadows Under the Moon. This is cold as ice. This is a full moon spell. It is actually a freezer spell. We'll wait for some people to join us. While we're waiting for them, I'm going to go ahead and we'll go over the ingredients first. We have the snowflake obsidian. This actually helps us realize and change any unhealthy behavior patterns that we have. Sometimes people in our lives have unhealthy behavior patterns and we let them in, or we may have some ourselves and we let people take advantage of us and not treat us as we should be treated. So this is what the snowflake obsidian is for. It draws out negativity, but it also allows for the change. Howlite, that releases any attachments that we have. And the howlite will actually, this is a pyramid that I chose for the spell kit. You can see the gray and the white. The gray, again, that's a balance between black or dark and white. So that's why I picked Howlite for that. Could you bring me my tablet over there? I just wanted to look up one more thing. Alright, so then we have the smoky quartz, which is highly protective. It is an enhanced... It's for enhanced survival instincts. So smoky quartz, that also, it's kind of in between. It's not real dark, it's not real light. So it's going to allow for that change, but it also enhances your survival instincts, which is why you may be doing this spell and trying to freeze somebody out of what they're doing to you. So I'm just going to go on my tablet here too. So a freezer spell is really, it can be thought out, it can be reversed, so there's no fear with that. You can actually, if you feel like the person's changed enough and you want to let them back in, you can take it out of your freezer and you can thaw it out. It's not a permanent spell to banish somebody, but it is a banishment spell. We also have the black candle, which is for banishing. Blue candle is for protection, and the silver candle is to neutralize any negative energy. So it's gonna really not really turn it into positive, but it's going to make it so it doesn't affect you as much. We are doing the Spanish moss is a new ingredient, which is commonly used in a lot of hoodoo magic. They actually fill voodoo dolls with Spanish moss sometimes. This Spanish moss is meant for binding, and it also stunts progress. If you know anything about Spanish moss, it actually is a parasite that goes on the trees and it lives off of the trees. So it's actually going to help bind the person. And then we got black salt, which repels and keeps away any negative. We're going to actually seal our jar with black salt. And then the lemongrass incense, it removes evil and any obstacles. We have juice of 1 lemon that is actually going to sour. It's going to give a little sting to the person because if you're freezing them out, you probably have a little bit of animosity towards them. And you want to give them a little sting, so that's for the lemon that sours the water that we're using. I have this is my jar of full moon water. You can use full moon water, you can use tap water that's charged with crystals, or you can charge it yourself. You can use just a little bit of moon water if you want. And then we have our jar that you're going to actually put in the freezer. And then you should have a few cubes of ice to cool the water down. All right, are we ready? How many we got right with us right now?
19.
All right. Okay, so our record, you guys, is like 21, I think, have viewed us live. So that's pretty good. We haven't even started the spell. We got 19 watching. You're going to want to make sure you write down the names of the people that you want to freeze out. And any questions before we start? Because we're going to get started here shortly. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started if nobody has any questions. Go ahead. All right, we're going to start with calling down the moon, which is this is calling down the moon power because that's what we're using tonight is a full moon. We're letting go. Actually, Irene gave us an incantation for Marana, the goddess of winter. A lot of people feared Marana, and they actually would make dolls to keep her away from them during the winter time. But right now we are going to call on her to help us with this spell, to help us to freeze the person that we want to stop affecting us. Marana, goddess of winter, goddess of death, I name thee as guardian of my spell. I take with you these deeds that steal my breath. Banish the nightmares you understand well. Hold fast in your ice flows the words that I write, or bind in your cold earth firmly held down. The one who has harmed me kept from my sight, their venom cast into deep waters to drown. Just envision that moonlight coming through your crown chakra and coming through your body. You should feel some sensation, some warmth, some chills, as you feel strengthened by that goddess, Marana. Take a deep breath. Have all your candles lit. You should have all your incense lit at this time. You have your crystals sitting out in front of you. And you're going to place 3 cubes of ice in the jar of water. So first I want you to make sure your jar has some water in it. You want to leave some space because as you freeze the water, it is going to expand. So you don't want to break your jar. I'm going to take 3 ice cubes and put in my water along with the paper that I chose for the person that I'm going to freeze. Then you're going to say, frozen in time, frozen in space. Stay far away that I not face. You will not progress and you will not grow, as still as the grass found under the snow. Buried in cold that I suffer not, while frozen in ice this binding is sought. And stir it up a little bit. And then you're going to place some Spanish moss. I'm going to put about this much in there. Put the Spanish moss in there. And the juice of your lemon in the ice water. And then you place your lid on the jar. I'll tuck you away, ready am I to freeze and cast out whatever you try. On this full moon and on this dark night, I seal in this jar the cause of my plight. The spell reach you fast and thaw when I choose, for I am in power and I cannot lose. Make sure that's sealed tight. You can shake it up a little bit if you want to. See that Spanish moss, the lemon juice, the slip of paper, and the ice cubes are all in there. And that's all going to freeze solid. You should have some space left at the top of your jar. Now the last part of the spell is to mix some water with some black salt. Make like a little paste if you can. You're going to actually seal the outside of the jar with this mixture. And just rub it on there. For now you are gone in the dark and the cold, casting my spell with magic of old. Remember, the black salt repels and keeps away any negative, so that is actually going to keep them inside the jar. Seal that jar up. And then it's ready to go. Basically, it's ready to go in the freezer. So mote it be. And that ends your spell. Your person is frozen inside the jar. Put it in the freezer. Keep it in the freezer until you are ready to release them from their frozen state, because right now they're not going to be able to get to you, they're not going to be able to grow, they're not going to be able to progress, they're not going to be able to get what they want. They're actually going to be stuck, really. This is the darkness season. We're not doing light and love right now. We're actually getting what we need in our lives right now, because somebody is taking from us, someone is inflicting pain on us, and someone needs to be frozen. So we want to do this spell to keep them away from us. I suggest doing one person per jar, because as I said before, these can be thawed out. So if you're looking, say somebody's changed and somebody you want to let back in, you want to thaw them out, that kind of makes it complicated if you have two people frozen in the same jar. So you'll want to definitely do probably one in each jar. You can use baby food jars if you want to. But that's pretty much it for our spell for Cold as Ice. It's pretty simple. Freezer spells are usually pretty simple. I wanted to elaborate and make this one a little bit more than the normal freezer spell. So if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead right now. Alright, well, if you guys are thinking of questions, I'm going to keep on going on the talking. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Irene for the wonderful incantation for the goddess that we called upon tonight. I want to thank Ramona for the wonderful artwork that she did for Cold as Ice. We have spell kits available for any of our upcoming spells. Actually, our next one and the one after that are sold out, but we do have some left for I think Not Again and Dim the Darkness. There are some available. If you guys want to get everything that is needed to do the spell, except for some simple things like the ice I don't send, and I don't send lemon, but I do send candles, I send the crystals, I send the handwritten spell with the artwork from Ramona. This one also came with some black salt. Also, it comes with the candle with the title on it. So this is a 7-day candle that can be kept lit to carry through your spell. Also, it comes with some incense if you guys want to start collecting, if you don't have any crystals and you want to start collecting, these are only $30 each, and you get everything. You get the candles even come with it. So just private message me. You can join our Witchy Wares group, which has all the information on the spell kits. And I really appreciate you guys for joining in and being a part of this, because as we share the energy, we make each other's spells stronger. So that's what I believe. I believe we're all connected, and our energy is connected. We can use each other's energy to manifest or let go of whatever we need to. That's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions? How many do we have right now?
16.
Okay. Alright, so, I'm going to close up. We do have a special announcement for our spring. Actually, I'm going to name the first spring spell that we are going to be having. So stay tuned on the page. I'll be announcing that right after this. So, thank you guys, and blessed be. Have a great night.